These are all God's agents that are watching us. This universe is watching us because we're part of this universe. Watching everything that we think, we do, etc. And thinking about how to help us. That's what karma is doing. It's watching, thinking. What does this person need as a result of what they're doing right now? And what karma does simply is, when you do things that are more selfish, karma tries to give you results that will discourage you from doing the same thing. And when you do things that are less selfish, karma tries to give you results that will encourage you to do more of that. So that gradually, as you're sitting here in this material world enjoying yourself, you gradually get encouraged to be less selfish and discouraged from being more selfish. And gradually, while you're enjoying yourself, before you know it, this is a wonderful therapy program. This is the best rehab house ever. There's no writhing about. There's no moaning and groaning. There's no withdrawal pains. Very few. There's some withdrawal pains, but there's very few. There's very few, really. It's really quite nice. So karma. So that's what karma's function. And now this is what I want to end with. Practically speaking, right now at this stage in life, I would like to say that I personally am not really ready to become a great saint. So it's not really like I do adopt saintly practices to the best of my ability, such as high valued things such as chanting Hare Krishna, trying to understand these Vedic scriptures, etc. But also, I also have to admit and be practical that I just don't do that 100% of the time. I need some safety nets and life support systems to gradually purify me as well. So one trick that I have developed or learned from this understanding of this philosophy is how to make my actual practical material life better and more progressive spiritually, is by knowing that all karma, whether it's good karma or bad karma, is friendly karma. In the short term, a karma may be bad for you. It may hurt. It may cause pain. But in the long term, all karma is simply trying to elevate you, your spiritual evolution. And really, this fake party that we're in, it's kind of nice, etc. But I've heard all these songs before, like 420,000 times. And I've done all these dances before, like 36 million times. And after a while, I'm tired of the chorus. This party is sweet, but it's a little bit limited. So what karma is doing is it's taking us out of limited. We have a limited potential for pleasure in this material world because our bodies and senses are limited. And so karma is really our best friend, even just for pleasure's sake, because it's elevating us out where we can get back to that spiritual atom and become a part of that situation again. Did any of that make sense?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Sweet. Okay, I never watched my son. I told my son he had to tell me what time it was and all that stuff. Were you doing it? Okay, so we both forgot. We both got enraptured. So can I ask if there's questions? Did you hear that?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Well, how can bad karma be your friend? Now, if somebody runs an abortion clinic or does something really horrible like that, and how can you say, well, your friend is karma?
Well,
He's
let's.
really going to get it.
All right. I will. I'll push the pause button and step back from dealing with abortion, but let's just deal with the general topic of how can bad karma be good for you. How about that?
Sure.
All right. Take this little kid right here. This guy right here. Do I ever yell at you? Hopefully not too much. I do yell at you, right? And sometimes I say, you can't do that, or you have to go to bed right now. Do you like that? But does it mean that I hate you? Or do you realize that there's like a purpose to it, or it's kind of helping you?
Did you guys stage this? Or?
Did you realize that? Is that obvious to you? So that's the answer. The answer is that bad karma. What is bad karma? Bad karma is karma, Krishna, saying, don't do that anymore. Now you may think, do you understand that? That's the point. Bad karma is discouraging you from doing the same thing. Well, let me finish. Can I finish this and then ask? So a lot of people say, I would buy that, but I can't really consciously connect sometimes my actions to their results. So I don't really buy that karma works. For example, the mystic yogi will come out of the mountain and says, in your past life, you were Adolf Hitler, and that's why now you got hit by a car. And you say, okay, how does that teach me a lesson? I don't remember that I was Adolf Hitler. Well, you don't remember it in your conscious mind, but your conscious mind is only a small layer of your consciousness. So bear that in mind, that just because you don't remember consciously your past lives, in your deeper consciousness, you do. And just like when I was a kid, I'm probably making this up, but when I was a kid, I touched like a stove. And now I really have a hard time cooking. I can touch like a hot stove. I don't remember that I touched the stove, but I know for sure that I have a hard time with dealing with the stove. So there's something in your subconsciousness. Just because it's not still in your consciousness doesn't mean it doesn't still affect you. So even though you may forget the past actions from the karma, doesn't mean that in your subconsciousness you've forgotten those, and the lessons are still learned and integrated into your being. So bad karma actually helps you in the same way that a father punishing his child correctly out of love helps the child grow and become a good person. Now.
Yeah, my understanding about karma is the law of cause and effect.
Correct.
And it's an intention, speech, and action.
Right.
And my understanding from my teacher is that the bad karma, eventually you will end up paying back, no matter if you go to another life. But you can do something, you can build a wall by doing good deeds. That's what the wall that,
Okay. Let me attempt to clarify. Karma is a bit of a tricky subject because karma just means action. I'm just telling you that this is if you open the Sanskrit dictionary, when you look up karma, it will say action. So it's a little bit difficult in the Sanskrit culture to know what karma really is for us coming from outside, because it simultaneously means the action and the result of the action. So sometimes when people say bad karma, to them it means doing bad things. And sometimes when people say bad karma, to them it means having bad things coming back at you as a result of doing it. And in fact, the Indian word karma refers to both simultaneously because the two are inseparable. Cause and effect is inseparable. Now, so the way that you can avoid bad karma is not possible. You have done certain actions, and therefore you are due to endure certain punishments or rewards based on your previous actions. This cannot be changed. This is why you can read someone's astrology and know what is in their destiny. But you cannot know how the person will react. That is up to your jivatma and your free will. So I can have a bad karma happen to me. Because of something I did in the past, I have a terrible situation occur to me in my life. Now it's up to my free will, how do I respond to that to create the next repercussion of the karma. Now what I'm trying to advise tonight is to respond to your bad karma by knowing that this is a lesson which is a gift to me from nature to help me from being less selfish. Let me analyze the specifics of this situation. What could it have been? Use your intuition and use your intelligence and use your creativity. The nature of this type of suffering that I'm having is X. I wonder what it means that I've done wrong in the past, and how can I be better in the future and less selfish on the basis of this experience. So that's every teacher has sometimes different accents or different points that they push. So, and in India, it's okay to say 15 different things at once. They're all correct at the same time. So I'm not trying to contradict anybody, but I may be giving some different emphasis.
Can I ask
Yes,
another
please.
question? Is karma, does it run our cycle of life?
Yes.
Do you come back because of your karma?
Yeah, this is a
Do you
beautiful question.
reincarnate because of your karma, because something that you did not fix in your present life, therefore you're taking it to the they call it samsara?
Yes. This is a great question.
Thank you.
I'll try to answer it in like 13 seconds flat. Because I know everybody's like ready for the next thing to happen. But just imagine how difficult it is to work karma. You did something to me. You asked me a nice question. So you're supposed to get a reward for that. But what about the people that are sitting next to you? Or the people that you live with? Maybe